Uh-oh. Oh, no. What happened? We can't see Brisheezy for tonight's stream. He's going to have to be solo. He's working. We're working on it. It's happening. It's going. Oh, no. Professionality dropped immensely. Let's bring up that bottom bar real quick. Bam. Whamma slamma thank you, man.
Where's the Brisheezy at?
I don't know. He's a ghost, guys. Don't worry about him. You wanna on and off again, maybe?
On and off.
Nope, that didn't work.
That's not what I wanted to do.
We're sorry, guys. We wanted this be 100% professional. There we go. We can see Brisheezy now.
I did it.
Finally, welcome.
It's done.
To the land of the living. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the rough and late start. We are TwoToTango. I'm Renhaka.
And I'm Brisheezy.
And this is what we do every Monday night.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Around 8.
No. We do it
Every Monday night.
Every Monday night.
It's just later and later.
Exactly. No, it was earlier and on time. It was late, early, on time, late. So anyway, what do you say? You want to bring up the topics? What are we talking about tonight, Brishen? Why don't you introduce them to us?
Tonight we're going to be talking about a little bit of PC releases, specifically GTA 5.
Right.
Starladder 11, Dota 2,
Mm-hmm.
CSGO match fixing, early access games, Steam reviews, and SpaceX's Skynet.
Oof. All right, that's a full docket tonight.
There's a lot of different things tonight for a change.
We gotta be ready for this. Bam, thank you.
All right, let's go ahead and
you want to jump in?
we just dive right in.
Dive right in. Go ahead. Start us out. GTA 5 PC release.
So I want to talk about this topic because we've seen a lot PC games being delayed. Not only like, oh, this game's coming out this time and oh, now it's not going to put it off a few more months, but PC games tend to come out several months after the console releases of games.
Right.
Which is why I want to talk about it. What do you think about this happening?
Well, I mean, I guess the problem is that most game developers now are marketing and specifically look to get their money from the console crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously they kind of shove PC aside. We don't care, right? Which, I mean, for someone like what's it called? For someone like Nintendo, right? And I guess this doesn't really apply to them since they don't really make PC games, but the casual market, right? Okay, that makes sense, right? But I think when you're looking for the core gamer group and the more hardcore gamers, you should try and be on point with PC because I mean, let's not kid ourselves. PC gamers are loud.
Mm-hmm.
They're the people who are actually online. They're the people who are actually commenting and reviewing and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and I'm not saying that console gamers don't have a voice. It's just that with console games, you go to GameStop, you buy your game, you go home. The most you're going to talk to that game about is with the friends. You're not even going to talk to the people at GameStop about it anymore.
Yeah.
So I think that we've talked about this before on the show. Delaying a game is delaying a game, and you have to do that in order to what is it?
I have an image for this as well.
You want to transition? I don't really want to transition. Just straight up crossfader that, son.
All right, let's do it.
So I mean, a delay is a delay, and I mean, I guess we should respect them for saying, hey, we're not ready to release it yet, instead of trying to rush and put something out at the same time that's not up to snuff.
Mm-hmm.
But at the other time, most of the coding that you're ever going to do is on a PC. You never code anything on an Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
You never code anything on a PS3. You don't walk up to your PS3, plug in a keyboard, and
start coding.
Yeah.
Start coding all these games.
Exactly.
These games were made on Xbox for Xbox.
Exactly.
PC gamers should not have them.
These games were made on PC for Xbox.
These games are made on PC for anyone who wants to play the game.
Yeah.
Rather.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm getting at. Especially, not especially, but just in this specific scenario with GTA 5.
Right.
Which game released 6 months ago? About.
Was it? It feels like longer.
Yeah. I got it on my PS4 when it came out, only because it wasn't on PC.
Right.
And a lot of people are hyped for this.
Well, so wait. When did it come out on PS3?
I think the same time as PS4.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I thought they did PS3 and Xbox 360.
Oh, actually, you're right.
Yeah, and then they did PS4 and
yeah.
Xbone.
Yeah.
And
Well,
finally,
the PS4 and Xbox One didn't come out till like December 11th, I think, or November 11th, one of those.
Yeah. So finally,
you're right. Now I think about it. Now we're getting to
24th.
PC, which the only reason why it wasn't on our next gen, I think it was because I don't even know why. Now I think about it.
Hold up. Did they come out? Wait, when did they come out?
Next gen
when did
consoles?
PS4, yeah.
2013. December, November 2013.
Wow.
I
They've
mean,
been next gen for a year and they still look like
right.
crap?
No, I bought a PS4.
Yeah.
I bought a PS4 when it came out, mostly because I sold my PS3 for a good chunk of money.
Yeah.
My PS3, all my games and stuff for like $300.
Yeah.
So I was like, might as well go spend it on. I could have bought new computer parts, but how am I gonna watch Netflix from bed? I mean, I could have done it on my computer.
Yeah, that's what I do.
But I don't know. I'm used to have my Netflix on my TV, so I went and bought a PS4. Whatever.
Certain luxuries.
Yeah, certain luxuries.
Of course.
Anyway, back to topic.
Yeah.
And we can probably go ahead and close this out.
Right.
I just thought the fact that this game's coming out later, as opposed to consoles, is kind of, I don't want to say unfair.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a good business practice. Now, with GTA specifically,
Yeah.
they are doing things to make the game better for PC.
We're gonna start out with heists.
Yes.
Which I'll like.
Yeah, they're adding stuff for the PC version. They're making it better. It should look better. Rockstar's being really good at PC gamers. Right now at least.
Yeah.
It seems like.
Well, I mean, Rockstar is a company that has improved their vision of PC gamers.
Yeah.
I think with the original GTA 4 release, right? They were, if I remember, they were kind of really upset about torrenting and stuff like that, and they're like, we don't really care.
Yeah.
But as time went on, and they see what the PC gamers can do, right? You see the Ultra HD GTA 4 mods, and that they look sparkling and look brand new. And so Rockstar's kind of changed their tune. They're like, okay, we'll give you some legit consideration. And I mean, with their other games like L.A. Noire, even though that was technically Team Bondi that did it, and they just published it.
Yeah.
Crap, I'm drawing a blank on some of their other names. No, I know they come out. There was more calmed down.
I don't know.
No, there was. I know there was not really a rough and tough open world beat 'em down game that they released. It was kind of softer. This is gonna annoy me. I gotta look this up.
All right, one moment.
But
yeah, and then it's just I feel like PC is just a different animal. It's a completely different animal compared to releasing a game for a console.
Yeah.
The crowd is a lot more, as you said.
Yeah.
A lot more voiced.
A lot more voiced, a lot more attentive,
Mhm.
right? So from the moment that you say that you're going to release something on PC, you have our eyes and ears.
Usually,
yeah. There's a Rockstar Japan. Oh, former studios.
Was Sleeping Dogs a Rockstar game?
No, it wasn't. I
I
guess.
can't remember.
Okay, no. The most recent game that they released was L.A. Noire.
Mm-hmm.
Beaterator before that, and then Bully was 2006. That's surprising. I thought it was earlier.
Bull is a good game.
Oh, Max Payne. Is that?
That's Rockstar?
That's Rockstar.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. But anyway, so they with their more recent, with the more recent games, they've given PC gamers a better reputation, especially getting involved with Steam and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I wish they dropped their Rockstar Uplay equivalent, or something like that.
Yeah, I agree. Just run everything through through Steam.
Yeah, that was super annoying. I hope they will. I hope that we get some Steam matchmaking good stuff.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the source server browser, because that's kind of shit sometimes. that's a topic for another day. But yeah, I like we said,
and then, sorry to interrupt.
That's all right.
GTA 5 is the only game that does this. I know the Assassin's Creed franchise is also guilty of this, releasing a game in November and releasing the PC equivalent of it next May.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately with Ubisoft, usually it isn't a
use that extra time.
It's not like an optimized version of the game. It's just like it's a crappy port.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is common. This is a common occurrence, and that's why it's a part of the topic today.
Yeah.
It's hard to like say what I want to say.
Just say it. Say it, boy.
I don't know how to say it.
You know how to say it?
I don't like it.
Uh-huh.
Especially when, I'm not like super amazing coder programmer guy.
Right.
But like from a programming stance,
Uh-huh.
I mean, you're coding the same game for two different consoles, which I'm sure are pretty similar.
Right.
Like, even then, there should be someone else within your company who can do it simultaneously for another console.
Right.
You have these companies who release, Wii, Wii games, Xbox games, PS4 games.
So I mean, like for me coding, right? A lot of the time that I put into it is in the logic. Mm-hmm. So I mean, once you have the logic figured out, okay, copy paste.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
And even then, even if there were huge differences between coding for a PC game and an Xbox game, which I don't know, I've never coded a PC or Xbox game.
Right.
There should be like different development teams to do that.
Working on it. I think that's what Rockstar is doing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that from the beginning they set out, okay, we're gonna make a PC port of this, right? Like the very announcement they said was coming out for all 5 systems.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe I hope and I believe that Rockstar from the beginning has been working on PC, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it was their entire priority, but I don't believe they shoved it off. Like someone like Ubisoft, I believe, might have what's it called? Mm-hmm. Someone like Ubisoft, I believe, might use this extra time that they're doing from the delay to start working on it.
Yeah.
So I think that this is just kind of like, okay, now that we've got more development power, right, we'll delay it and get it like more polished up and stuff like that.
And what's crazy is, if from the very beginning it was announced, which is that like for sure, like you for sure know they announced all 5 consoles, all 5 systems rather.
Yeah.
So which means the announcement was probably made Q1 of 2013.
Yeah.
Game released September 2013.
Yeah.
For PS3 and Xbox 360.
Mm-hmm.
A year later, more than a year later, November 18th of 2014, released for PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah.
And now we're still waiting. It's been delayed again to March. So we're looking at almost a year and a half after the initial release, and probably coming up on 2 years of an announced game that we're still waiting on.
Yeah.
And that's still being pushed back, and that's where the issue starts to arise.
We've talked about announcing too far in advance in the past. But I guess my final stance on this, right, if I had to say something, is if you're going to delay it for PC, right, make sure you get your crap done.
Yeah.
So if you delay it, okay, fine, we understand. You got to delay. But you better not show up with a crappy product.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Absolutely.
I think that's where it stands. Like I said, PC gamers are attentive. We look at everything. So when it comes down to it, I think we're understanding. I think we're more understanding since a lot of us have at least dabbled in. We kind of know what goes into making a game and stuff like that. So I think we're a bit more understanding and a bit more lenient. But that being said, we know what goes into making a game, and if you come up with a pile of steaming crap, we're gonna know what that means.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I mean, that's my stance.
I agree with you.
That's what I think.
Moving forward.
Whoop, whoop. All right, Starladder 11 just finished up this week.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to watch the finals. I'm so upset. I had to work early. You remember me texting you?
You're watching it at work.
Yeah, explaining.
You wanna.
if you want to, yeah. I should have I should have just brought headphones in
Uh-huh.
and just sat there with, not even have the headset on.
Yeah.
Just ignore all the marketing stuff
There you go.
that I got to listen to,
Mm-hmm.
and just put in headphones and listen to the game.
There you go.
So that was a boring game.
Was it really?
Well, I mean, it was okay. It was super tight, but then undisclosed home team lost at like the last they lost because of free throws,
There you go.
which they suck at.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, but nonetheless, it was an interesting tournament, right? Because there were almost no tier 1 teams there. Yeah, I mean, we got the bracket up right there. I can't visibly see it because I'm too far away.
So we got Empire, we got Fire, we got Hellraisers, Navi, Virtus Pro, NIP, PR, MVP.
Yeah. So I mean, these aren't no name teams.
Yeah, not by any means.
But there's not. You don't see Cloud9.
Alliance,
yeah.
EG,
Liquid,
Newbie,
yeah, VG, any. I think there were no Asian teams there. That's because they just got done. They kind of just got done with the Dota 2 Asian champions,
Mhm.
but
Asian champions.
Asia. It was the Asia Championships. There we go.
Okay.
Not Asian champions.
Asian
They will be the Asian
only.
champions if they complete the Asian championships.
Yeah,
There we go.
this one's for the Jewish one. This is the Dota 2 Jewish championships.
So, but anyway, one thing worth noting there is NIP got all the way to the winners bracket finals.
Mhm.
I was very proud of that.
Mhm.
That means guaranteed third place. Unfortunately, got 0-2'd and 0-2'd quickly and ended up in third place.
Yeah. But that is that their first showing at a tournament?
I think they got another one
Mhm.
that was before that.
Did they
But-
win?
No, I think they were in 4th to 8th.
But even then, coming out and winning third or something like this,
Yeah, well, I mean,
as
these
a first, one of the first times you're playing
Yeah.
as a team.
yeah,
I mean, that's
These
pretty good.
these are by no means bad teams.
Mhm.
I mean, you have Navi, which albeit since TI3 they've kind of been slipping. Well, I should mention that TI4 they were one of the very few Western teams to make it to the main event.
Mhm.
But nonetheless, they've been having a little bit of turmoil. I think they've been changing. I meant to talk about this. Actually, they've been changing rosters a lot.
Uh-huh.
And pretty much I think recently it's been we lost a tournament, change roster.
Mhm.
We lost a tournament, change, and that gives no time to
For your teammates to
Yeah,
bond and
yeah.
and learn how how everyone plays.
Yeah. So, and I think they lost one of. They had lost Puppy and Kuroki, and
Mhm.
I mean those are some of I consider the good players on their team. But nonetheless, so it was an interesting tournament because, as many people have stated, from the beginning of the tournament, you look at all the participants, you don't know who's going to come out of this alive. You
Yeah.
don't know who's going to win. So, and I mean, I kind of wanted to talk about this last week. I forget what the topic. Oh my God,
Hmm.
we promised the topic last week, and we didn't deliver.
You promised. I didn't promise anything. OP,
No,
please.
we all promised.
What was it?
I don't remember. We'll have to go watch the VOD and tell us, everyone, please.
Everyone who's watching.
Yeah. But anyway, but no. So
God, we should stop streaming now.
right. Crap. I want to know the topics for last week because I meant to say it was something about CS:GO. It was something. I don't know. Whatever. I'll just continue on not talking about that. But with Dota 2, it's great to see these lesser-known teams.
Yeah.
And it's great to give them a chance to shine. Because, I mean, if you throw a team like EG or Cloud9 in there, right, chances are they'll just go, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, and,
Mhm.
okay, boring tournament, right?
Yeah.
And, I mean, so that's why I appreciate it. I was really interested in this tournament. I was checking Strafe.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's an app.
Sponsor? Not
Yeah.
really. We're not really a sponsor.
We'll send you an invoice. But anyway, so it's an app. It gives you the details and the server time and the game times and stuff like that. It's really helpful.
Yeah, it's they had a few different games: CS:GO, Dota. I think it was League,
League,
StarCraft. I think there's another one,
Hearthstone.
Hearthstone.
I want to talk to you about Hearthstone, but we'll save that for a later date. Please remind me. But anyway,
Remind me. Remind me in 14 days.
Yeah. So anyway, but so yeah, I was keeping up with it all day. You know, I was came to Sunday. You know, I'm like, oh, okay, who's winning? Who's winning? So I was really interested in NIP because, you know, I like their story. You know, the one of the people on NIP. Did I tell you this? This was the guy that there was that big fiasco about at TI4 because they were
the guy something about what happened?
Let's see if you can get it. Oh, damn it.
It's about was it a passport or like a family? He was sick.
He was sick, right? And so the problem is that he just got real sick and felt real bad anytime that he had that huge separation, like, because I think that he was like one of the only Swedish people on a team, so he had no one to talk to on that team, and stuff like that. So so it came, you know, so he was feeling real bad. He wasn't sure they wanted to go and stuff like that. And the problem is that for the international, Valve invites 5 players. They don't invite Virtus Pro. They don't invite Fnatic. They invite No-Tail, Hani, Fly, Era, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So, so pretty much Valve is sticking to their guns. They said, look, we invite us Era. They go, we invited Era. We want to see Era there, or you're not playing.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Could they like four-banned it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean.
They could have, but they wouldn't have.
I mean, pretty much, if you format it, you're immediately dead. I don't know if I don't even know if they would have allowed him to.
Okay.
So, but anyway, so Valve was very nice, right? And this came out in an interview recently. Valve paid for full trips for, it was like his mom, his dad, his friend, his sister, his sister's boyfriend, and his sister's boyfriend's friend. And something like that. Paid for all of them to fly with him out to Seattle and play. And he said he felt wonderful after that, right? So that's why it's interesting. You get him onto NIP now, and that's a full Swedish team. And he says, I'm just feeling great.
Yeah.
Because there's a bunch of people that I can talk to and interact with. So, I mean, that's good to hear from him.
Yeah, it is.
And stuff like that.
I agree.
But, yeah, that was a complete tangent.
All right.
It's all right. That's what we do here.
Keep
That's
going.
what we do here. But anyway, so, like I said, it's good to see these lesser name teams, and it's good to give them a try because Valve looks at these major tournaments and they're looking for people to who's going to invite, who's going to play in the qualifiers and stuff like that. So I do think that a lot of these teams are going to get either direct invites or asked to play in the qualifiers. I definitely think that NIP is going to be one of those teams if they continue to perform like this.
I can only hope so because I have all this NIP stuff.
Exactly, it'd be great.
It'd be great if I could support both games. You know.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I got to say about Starladder. It was a great thing. I believe Team Empire came out on top. Congratulations to them. That's great. It was a good chunk of change. So, and that's what we like to see in the scene. So, congratulations.
There we go.
Yada, yada. So, next topic, please. Match fixing.
Specifically in, more recently,
Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike in the North American scene. I'll go ahead and see if I can pull this up. So, originally this popped up a few months ago, August to be exact.
Yeah.
On a website called the Daily Dot. And basically, some people were saying that I think it was iBuyPower.
Yeah.
Through the game for a team called Netcode Guides.
Yeah.
From the website.
Hold the phone. iBuyPower is North American now?
They've always been North American.
I thought they were French.
I don't think so.
All right, I'm stupid. Go ahead.
Anyway, I made it wrong, but for a long time, I remember they've been American.
Is LDLC French?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere over there.
Right.
They're not American.
Right.
Anyway, so this is last August.
Yeah.
So apparently, iBuyPower threw the game to Netcode for a few reasons. One, Netcode needed the game to get into like the final bracket of teams or whatever.
Yeah.
And iBuyPower's already in. So there was no reason why iBuyPower really needed to fight for that.
You're right. It's always been North American.
Right.
Okay.
And then more importantly, the idea that people have been fixing matches for skins.
Yeah.
So what will happen is someone like iBuyPower will have somebody else, and I'm not saying they did this.
Yeah.
I'm saying this is what this is what people talking about.
Yeah.
And not by power specifically, just as a team example, a team will have somebody else make account like Smurf accounts or what have you, and bet really expensive items on their team, and purposely throw the game, or sorry, on the opposite team, purposely lose the game so they get all those items back,
right?
As well
and
as
more.
as well as whatever value comes in with that.
Yeah.
So that's the big thing right now is that people throwing games and in return getting $1,200 worth of skins returned to you.
Yeah.
So that's the big problem, and there was a lot of so-called evidence.
Yeah.
With this case in particular, I mean, down here there's a few screenshots of Shazam telling his friend, hey, bet on this team, blah blah, they're gonna win.
Yeah.
Blah, whatever. In our recent interview with Shazam and Summit, Shazam says, I didn't actually know they were gonna throw. Someone had told me. I was like, oh, I told my friend.
Yeah.
I didn't really know he was gonna throw. Apparently, it's his personality to be a little over-exaggerated.
Hasn't there been problems with this guy in the past?
There have been other drama with him.
Right. He's always like, oh, I'm just a joker.
Yeah.
Dude, you need to stop joking.
Right?
if that's what you're gonna joke about.
But yeah, so there's a lot of drama with that. My biggest thing is, this is why like North American teams are still having trouble like being taken seriously. Yeah. There were a lot of statements from Eastern teams.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like this is what happens in the North American scene, or like Get Right said something about it on his Facebook page. He was like, oh, like it makes you really sad. Like this is what's happening over there. Like it's making the scene not grow or something like that. I don't know. That's probably not anything what he said, but he made a statement about it. Steele from Tort made a statement about it. He was like, oh, you
just looked at me. You're just like, what?
No, he wasn't where any matches were being thrown.
Right.
I think Mo said something like, well, if their match is being thrown, no one told me.
Yeah.
I know. I think Simphis maybe, or there was a joke about Shroud and Shroud's inventory. I think Simphis made a joke on Twitter about Shroud's inventory.
You know what's going to be interesting?
There's a bunch of things surrounding it,
right?
And it's hard to tell if any of it's real or not.
Yeah. You know what's interesting, right? Is that if there is something like that, like hey, bet some rares or stuff like that, or if I guess the pro players have to be smart because they can't engage in this because every Steam transaction is tracked.
Yeah. So
it's interesting. It'd be interesting, right, if we could actually see the trail of items through people. So I would be interested to see that. That might help as far as alleviating some of the throwing. But I know that one of the I believe someone on Reddit said that they have to throw because there isn't money in the NA scene. That's never. You're not gonna get more money with stunts like this if you are throwing.
Yeah, I mean, I can see both sides. Now that you've said that, I haven't looked at it that way. I mean, to an extent, he's right. There isn't money in the NA scene, mostly because the NA scene isn't really a scene yet.
Right.
I mean, it's there, it's growing, but it's not. It's not close to being how it is over the pond.
Over the pond.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's the way to do it. So. Hopefully this is wrong. Hopefully they haven't been doing that. Oh, you're just gonna toss that up on.
Yeah, oopsie.
But anyway, hopefully they've been wrong. But it's whatever. If that's how they want to play it, that's kind of how they play it. But the problem is that you don't want to play the short game. You want the scene to grow. But I was gonna say,
and that's the issue here.
Yeah. I was going to say something, right, when you were bringing up, I told a friend who told a friend, right? The problem is, if we look at this from the position of, say, the stock market, that's still insider trading. You're in possession of non-material information that isn't supposed to be released. Albeit the only reason that you would throw is because you want to inside trade.
Yeah.
But but saying, "Oh, I heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend," that's still wrong.
Yeah.
So
regardless of if you knew it was correct or not.
yeah.
Oh.
So it's. I am not a crook.
Well, yeah. So I mean,
Classic.
that's that.
Classic.
That's why I want to talk about it. It's an issue. Not only that, but and I know I am aware it is gambling, but you're fucking over everybody else.
Yeah, that's the
who
main
is
thing.
who is actually gambling or who is actually like trying to make educated decisions on who to bet on.
Yeah.
Granted, you don't ask them to bet.
Mm-hmm.
You're not held responsible, but in my eyes, it's kind of morally incorrect.
Yeah. How does
if it's happening on purpose?
How does the CS:GO / Dota bet places work because I know they'll nullify matches if there is fixing.
Yeah.
But how does it work if they already swap?
Mm-hmm.
They already cash out.
No clue.
Then,
I don't place bets. I don't do that.
I've
done it twice and I regret it every time. I'll put this $50 skin. I'll put these $4 $50 skins on this one team. And see, with me, I'm not gonna bet on the team who's gonna win.
You don't want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet
returns.
I'm gonna bet on the team that no one if it's 80-20, I'm betting on 20 team, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck
just
it,
because you want.
Yeah.
You want.
I want the payout.
Yeah.
I want to get 8 field tested op Asimovs.
Yeah.
I want the payoff.
Yeah. Pretty much. So I don't know. That's what we got to say about match fixing.
Mm-hmm.
On to EAG. Early access games. Now, I know you personally have a problem with this because you were talking to me about this.
I was talking to you about this.
What's your problem here?
And it's not just me.
You're right.
There are literally bazillions of other people.
As many guns as there are in Borderlands, there are people complaining about this.
Yes. Basically, issue here is 8 of the 10 top sellers on Steam currently are either early access games or pre-order games, right?
Right.
We all understand what's wrong with pre-orders.
Some of them are bad early access games, like that
Right.
second one.
Right. Some of them, pre-order games. We talked about this before. Don't need to go in depth about that.
Right.
My thing is early access games, right? You're paying for a game.
Legal con game.
You're paying for a game.
Right.
That's not finished.
Yep.
Most likely not anywhere near being completed.
Is not held to a standard.
There's no standard. There seems to be no legal action if the game ever gets completed or not.
Right.
Right. There's no promise that the game will be done.
Mm-hmm.
Especially which H1Z1, $20 for alpha. Supposedly is going to be free to play when it comes out.
I'm not gonna.
But when is it going to come out? No one knows.
Yeah.
They haven't. Oh, it's talking about this day.
Well,
So,
see. One thing that I will say about that, because I've thought about this before, is that one of the. Who was it? I think it's DayZ.
Mm-hmm.
Which
is still a top seller and still hasn't been finished yet.
Right. Their mantra is that we'll offer it low and then increase the price as we get closer to release.
As Minecraft did. When Minecraft came out in alpha, it was $5 and beta was $10.
Which personally, I do not like.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, thinking about this as a company, for letting consumers get the game out early, letting them test it and stuff, I guess that's one of the problems is that you're paying to test it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, you should start out with a premium and then work it down to retail price.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, mainly I'm paying for the privilege to play early.
Mm-hmm.
So, it doesn't make sense to... If all games were like this, right? Shoot, I'll pre-order it as soon as you announce it, and then when it releases, it's going to be 20 times more than what I paid.
Yeah.
Which that doesn't make sense to me as a consumer, and
I bought Minecraft in alpha because of that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to pay full price later on.
I guess that's why they're doing it, because to sucker you into this recent thing. And I know DayZ recently had the price hike, right? Which they did it.
DayZ is now $35.
They did it sneakily, right? They snook and snirked around. But what they did is that as soon as we were about to have the winter sale, right?
Mm-hmm.
They bumped up the price and then immediately had the sale, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I think for like 1 second on the Steam database, it was like the $35,
Yeah.
and then it dropped back down to the regular price, right? And
Which
they're
was now the sale price.
yeah, and they said, everyone, up in flames, right? Which they said, hey, this is our scheduled price hike,
Mm-hmm.
but since it's a sale, we're going to keep it on this till the end of the sale. And so they're like, just so you know, so at the end of the sale, this will be going up in price for the future.
Yeah.
So that's kind of
See,
seedy,
my problem
but
with
that's what they do.
early access is
Yeah.
that the fact that you're paying for something
Right.
that could never, ever, ever be done.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I could right now buy H1Z1.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's what's called, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And give the developers money,
Yeah.
just like everybody else. It's number 2 on the top seller list of Steam right now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I could do that. That times 20 times however many people
Right.
there are. Right.
Right.
Developers are making money.
Yeah.
They don't care if it gets finished.
Yeah.
I mean, good developers would care.
Right.
But as someone you see as a business, you see money coming in for something that isn't done yet.
Yeah.
What's
Hey,
gonna stop you from
Yeah.
saying, oh, this house is gonna play out, I'm gonna get money for not finishing this, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's put this on hold. Let's make a new game.
It's like ordering
Early
pancakes
access
at
again.
IHOP.
There.
I don't know when those are gonna be done. I just walked in and ordered them, and I hope that some food comes out at some point.
But yeah, that's my issue with early access. Is that there's
Yeah.
no promise of a game being finished, and I don't think there's any benefit to it. At least right now, like I know
Yeah.
with the H1Z1 release,
Mm-hmm.
people who pre-ordered the early access or bought the early access, whatever it was.
Pre-ordered the pre-release version of the early access alpha
Right.
game.
It was supposed to release at like midnight,
Yeah.
right? People couldn't play it till like 10 p.m. the next day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which to me defeats the purpose of buying something.
Yeah.
You go,
Yeah.
hey, you can pay me to have special benefits to play my game,
Mhm.
and help with development. And then you get some of those benefits, like you can't even use it.
Yeah.
When you were told you were going to.
Yeah.
What makes you think that I'm gonna keep listening to a company that does that? Hey, you can do this now, right?
Yeah.
Pops up, time comes, it's not done yet. Well, I heard some other stuff going on with H1Z1. There's probably gonna be. They said that there would be no microtransactions in the game at all.
Yeah.
No pay to win or whatever.
Yeah.
Supposedly, like first day, like 3 hours after it came out, they
there's gonna be
they
pay to
put
play.
them in the game. You know.
Yeah.
So that was a big deal. I know Steam was offering refunds for it because it was awful. Like
No.
Steam,
No. Was it Steam?
It's Steam.
No. I thought the developers themselves had offered the refund.
I thought I saw someone post on Reddit a screen cap of Steam giving them the refund.
I'm not sure, but I think the developers were giving them a refund, right?
Uh-huh.
And then they're like, oh, look at this. They're like, we've only had 30 refunds so far. People don't care if it's pay to play, right? Which is kind of, I mean, the guy behind this is a real dickbag.
Steam gave them out.
Really?
Yeah.
Put that up on screen.
They put it back in the Steam. Well, it's just an image. This is I don't know if you can hear me. This is the image from.
This is an image from
O.E.
user
Berg.
O. Eberg.
Yeah, or it's O.E. then Berg. So
Right. Oiberg.
from Reddit.
Yep.
And oh god.
Control click and scroll wheel. Yeah, there you go.
Right. So this is we have refunded your purchase. Blah blah.
Yeah.
And this is Steam Wallet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So Steam was giving refunds.
Well, that might not be. I mean, that might have been Steam giving a refund at the developer's request, if that's true.
but-
I could have sworn it was the developers that said, but nonetheless, I mean, that's just an awful practice. Why would you do that? Why would you say something and go back?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me.
And I know like the developers of Rust were firing shots,
At them?
at them as well because Rust and H1Z1 are pretty similar.
Uh-huh.
And I think with H1Z1 you could pay for like airdrops and stuff.
Yeah,
and
that's the thing. You can pay for airdrops, right? But there's supposed to be like there's not supposed to be any
it's supposed to be randomized.
bullets. There's not supposed to be any guns.
Mhm.
So it's nothing that can give you a good advantage in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's mainly like cosmetic stuff.
Yeah.
But,
And I know like Rust has random airdrops.
Mhm.
So.
But I will say this, and I gotta give. I can't completely bash early access games because I have bought. I believe there are 3 in my current. I believe that there are 3 in my current library, 2 of which I'm very appreciative of. Right. So there's there is Prison Architect, which they have consistently put out an update every month with a good video explaining how it is, and I've had it. I mean, it might be up close to 1 or 2 years now, and it is beautiful. I mean, seeing it from when I bought it to when it comes, it has improved a lot. And I guess one of the good things about early access is that since many people have, will you stop chatting with the chat, huh? You can chat with the chat on screen on camera.
Well, we're having a conversation here. I don't want to interrupt our conversation. Okay. Second conversation.
Sure. Anyway, so what? So I guess one of the good things about having an early access is that with Prison Architect, they've really gotten a dialogue going between the developers and the people, and they've been real good about talking together. And another game that does this as well is Kerbal Space Program.
Yes.
They are real good about talking with the developers. They have a slightly longer development cycle, but we still see good updates being pushed, frequent updates getting pushed, and it's based on community feedback and stuff like that.
And that's what I like to see. And that's the issue with most early access games, that the developers don't see the community that way. You know?
Right.
Developers see the community as a sense, as a source of income. At least from what we're shown. Yeah. We're a source of income, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Other than like searching the internet for, hey, this user has had an issue with this.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't know. That's my take on it. I personally don't like the. I like the idea of early access games. So there should be more trade-off, and there should be some sort of promise being made of the game being completed.
Yeah, I think that there should be something that you can legally take action with.
Especially if you're putting money in something.
Yeah.
Which this isn't the only place we've seen it at. Outside of games, we've had things like Kickstarter.
Oh.
People put in ridiculous amount of monies for ideas that are completely insane sometimes.
Oh man.
That never get completed. So you have people with bogus ideas taking money from other people.
Yeah.
That
people who don't know what they're doing, taking money from other people who don't know what they're doing. It's the world's greatest pyramid scheme. But these people need to wake up now.
But early access games are the digital equivalent of Kickstarter.
Pretty much. Bringing up that point, I want to talk a little bit about this is funny, right? So there was this company making this product called Project Morningstar, right? It's supposed to be like an all-encompassing thing for Dungeons and Dragons, right? Like it's gonna be on your tablet, on your phone, and you can it has all the books there, completely searchable, right? You can make characters, share those characters with others. It's this real nice app thing that's supposed to happen. Well, we're not exactly sure what happened, but they got dropped by Wizards, right? Wizards was whoa.
We've gone black, guys. We've gone
Wizards,
black.
Wizards was giving them money, right? But then they stopped that. So all right, we're gonna have to stop development of Morningstar, right? Later, they decide, hey, let's do a Kickstarter, right? We'll have a Kickstarter to make this app. So I'm like, okay. I guess that's one way to fund it, sure, right? I visit the Kickstarter page. Their goal is $675,000. I'm like, to make this app? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Apparently they were trying to keep on full 15 full-time developers or something like that. And I'm like, you're not gonna get 675. I'm like, I'd be surprised if you got 100.
Yeah.
I'm like, you need to put this app in bare minimum mode and get sales.
Yeah.
So, but nonetheless, they didn't reach it. They didn't get their funding, so it's currently off right now. So, but yeah, early access. That's
Yeah.
early access. Oh, please, if you're going to do that, be involved with your community.
Yeah.
Don't be a dick.
No Dicarino, please Reno.
And what was our third rule? Give a fair price.
Right.
So I don't know. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying, man.
All right. My phone's blowing up.
Yeah.
Hold on. I got
Quest for coffee. # blowing up my timeline. Did you get my my thing about it? See, I have a text I haven't answered.
Answer it. Go ahead. Do
there's
it.
Probably people wondering where I am.
Do it. No one cares about you, Zach. It's nobody.
No, it's my family. I don't care about
Yeah.
them.
All right. I was making sure no one died downstairs or anything.
Of course.
Continuing on.
Only
Next
2 people
topic.
died.
Next
Braden's
topic.
fine.
Steam reviews.
Oh yeah.
This
Steam reviews.
is really serious, but I thought it would be it'd be alright to bring up.
Serious. I thought it was funny.
Steam has implemented a funny button into the reviews now. So right, we've on at some point in time seen a Steam review, regardless of if you actually saw it through the Steam client or on on the internet somewhere or Imgur, whatever. And it's usually sometimes they're pretty freaking hilarious,
Yeah.
Sometimes there are
Amazon reviews.
Like Amazon, there were some pretty funny. Actually, speaking of Amazon reviews, have you seen the one for the jelly beans that make you fart?
No, they're jelly beans make you
Or
fart?
it's hilarious. It was like gummy bears rather. Sorry.
Well, all gummy bears make it. All gummy things are really bad.
Well,
for
apparently
you.
there's one on one
Haribos?
specifically that might have been it on Amazon.
It's Haribos.
All the reviews are about like having like terrible gas after they've eaten them.
Yeah.
But moving on. Steam added the funny option.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of want to talk about how often do you use Steam reviews to justify a purchase on Steam? Never.
I don't know. Well, I haven't looked at Steam reviews. I don't know.
I know you've written one Steam review at least.
Have I?
For Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah, I hated that game.
So I think
I put down.
You put it down, but I remember you wrote it. But you're not the only person who does that. Personally, I don't look to Steam reviews for anything. There have been a few times when I've seen if you go to a store page, which maybe I can pull it up right now.
Mm-hmm.
Give me.
Yep.
One.
I don't know. It's just I never. Reviews just always make me so nervous when I'm buying something. Honestly. Not to mention, mainly I buy games looking at like gameplay and stuff like that. Usually I can tell, this ain't gonna be right for me.
So
like looking at Diablo, I'm like, that's not the game for me. I'm sorry. I'll pause. It's gonna start playing music.
No, I have it turned down.
Pro right here.
As far as I go with Steam reviews,
is
this little thing right here.
Oh yeah.
Right. So if
I like that they added that though.
Yeah. So if I go to a game, right, I'm checking around. It looks interesting. If it's on sale.
Yeah.
Go to the page, kind of like check out, the screenshots from the videos, whatever. There's a co-op, multiplayer, blah blah.
Check the price.
Check the price. I don't check the reviews. I check this little button right here. This little thing, and that really has a big effect on what's in the game.
Yeah.
Without even reading any reviews, I go on there and it says, like. Mixed. I'm like, especially because I'm really stingy with money.
Yeah.
Definitely,
I understand that you were stingy with money.
Won't
even go to Taco Bell with me.
You didn't ask me to come Taco Bell.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Go to Taco Bell without me. No, but I go to page and if it's mixed or anywhere negative, I'm like, I'm not gonna even spend my time looking at this game.
Yeah. Hold on.
Did I hit it?
What? I think at some point I just want it to be like more centered on me. Nope, that's a little bit too far. It's
right
just
there.
A little bit. Yeah. Hold up.
Right there.
I can't do it. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's in sync. Yep. Okay. Right there. Yeah, pretty much right there. That seems good with me. Hey, baby.
That's pretty good. All right. But so if I see that it's not good, I'm out. I pull out, jump out, whatever you want to say.
Right.
Flip it, reverse it.
Yep.
So that's
Crash
me.
it,
I don't
mail, upgrade it, charge it points.
I don't usually look at Steam reviews. I look at the user review little button right there, and I'm out.
Honestly,
and then if I see a good one, I'll go to YouTube.
Yeah.
Look at Total Biscuit if he does a review. Which shout out to Total Biscuit.
Yeah.
Love your videos, man.
Well,
or anybody else.
They've added the curator. There are curator
Yeah.
reviews now. That's an interesting thing. I still don't look at it.
Yeah.
But
I still have no regard for anything at all. But it's there.
Talking about that, I didn't even think about that. Right? Is when I go to Amazon or something, right? I scroll down. I don't read any reviews because they usually make me like real skittish about buying stuff. Like they'll mention like one specific thing that might have been wrong with like their product that they got, and I'll start getting like super skittish.
Like,
right?
I don't want that to happen to me, man.
But all I do is look at that. There are this many 5-star ratings, this many 4-star, and I'm kind of like, okay, most everyone's happy with this.
Yeah.
So that's where I stand.
You know what I hate though?
Right. What?
Is whenever it's on topic, but like all the 5-star and 4-star ratings are really high,
right?
3 and 2 are like
low,
low, and then 1's really high.
Yeah,
I'm like,
what does that mean?
But then you have the people who have one problem with the game and be like 1 star.
Yeah.
So
I hate that. I'm like, why?
And that like, as you bring up one specific problem with the game, you don't read the review for it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Didn't come in the color that I wanted. 1 star. I've seen reviews like that. I'm like, you're an idiot, son.
I couldn't dolphin dive 1 star.
Yeah. Dolphin dive. Is that what it's called?
I don't know. I know.
Whatever.
I'm making up stuff.
Swan dive. But no. What was I gonna say specifically?
Couldn't activate radio tower. 1 out of 10 wouldn't play again.
Yeah. But I do think that it's good that they made the funny label, because a funny review is not a helpful review.
Yeah. Now they say that, I'm okay with it.
Well, because I mean, I don't look at it.
There have been times when I've seen reviews and they're completely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Neither not help. I mean, I guess if they're not
2,000
helpful by
people out of
default, they're
2,000.
not helpful.
Yeah.
But
2,000 people out of 2,000 people will say that this review is helpful. No, it's not.
yeah.
It didn't tell me what the game is about.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's something. That's I don't read reviews.
Yeah.
I have no intention to. But for the people that do, I'm glad that Steam had it funny for you, so you can filter those out.
There you go.
Pretty much, the only time I'm ever going to look at a funny Steam review is if I see it on the internet.
Exactly.
I'm never going to look at reviews.
The only time I look at reviews to begin with. Someone goes, hey, this is this great review for Kerbal Space Program. Here you go. You guys should look at this, right?
Yeah.
So,
it's like, it was great. I killed a bunch of Kerbals. That's not helpful.
yeah.
What does that say about the game? Doesn't matter. You see this, guys? FN and F5.
Onward.
SpaceX Skynet. What does that mean? Look at his face. He's so happy.
All right, so we got Elon Musk.
My personal hero.
All right,
he is doing work.
He is getting it, dude. So he is the owner of Tesla, correct?
Yes.
And as well as the owner of SpaceX, which is one of the companies who helps put people into space.
Right. And they just completed like their first delivery of items to the International Space Station to help feed the starving astronauts.
Yeah, there you go. Question.
Yeah.
Recently there was the big space thing with who was going to build the next ship or whatever.
Yep.
Boeing got that, correct? It wasn't SpaceX?
I think it's both of them.
Both of them.
I think so. Well, because they deal it out to like different people.
Yeah, okay.
So, I'm not sure who got it.
I know I heard something about Boeing.
It's okay. Space is dead.
Regardless.
No one cares about space. We all need to look about the problems about our dirt.
Regardless, we got Elon Musk of SpaceX.
Yeah.
And Tesla.
And PayPal.
And
well, he created PayPal.
yeah.
Someone had brought up the good point that he is dipping and dapping in the three best industry, the three like most popular industries. You got banking, you have cars, and you have space.
Yeah. So, but
banking technology.
Right. So we have him, right, dude? I use PayPal for everything, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's a bitch, but it's.
I don't have problems with it usually.
Well, I've heard about some horror stories from like vendors who try and use it, like the smaller vendors, they'll run into some problems because they try and really protect like consumers as well, because those are the people who provide the money.
Yeah.
But if a consumer like does a chargeback, then PayPal's like, yoink, you're not getting your money, and the vendor's like, oh.
Yeah.
And so
anyway, So Elon Musk is trying to basically give, low cost, all right quality internet to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
The people who would otherwise not have access to the internet. Right. So first off, without any more details, what do you think about that? Like, do you think it's a good or bad thing? Needed, not needed?
Well, I know that Google. I'll bring this up. I know that Google has always been looking into this, right? Mm-hmm. They've been saying shit for a while.
Google is the internet.
Hadn't gotten anything done though, right? Yeah. No visible progress. But I believe that's why they're investing in Elon Musk here, and specifically SpaceX, right? I believe you can check on the article, but I believe it's like $10 billion.
It is.
Yeah, $10 billion to go.
$10 billion.
$10 billion to go to SpaceX to help doing that. That is a large chunk of change.
That is not even a chunk of change. It's it's just like a room full of 4 rooms.
Yeah.
It's a lot of quarters.
How many Oprah audiences could that buy cars for? But anyway,
you get a new car, and you get a new Tesla, and you get a new Tesla.
Exactly. But anyway, so I think somewhere I read that he's also doing this for the future Mars missions.
Yeah.
So that they can get internet on Mars, right? Mm-hmm. Which personally,
that's how I originally heard it. I didn't know that it was supposed to be for the world. Yeah. I thought it was more directed toward space.
Right. Which I'm vehemently against. Can you imagine what the pings at Mars would be? I already have problems with US East already.
Right, there you go.
God, you can't play Counter-Strike with 5,000 ping, if that. Anyway, but no, I think that's good. I mean, obviously, if you are going to go to space,
dude, you get some. Sorry, I was thinking, esports teams, right? You have how we have like North American teams, right? And we have like Mars teams and Moon teams, and
yeah, but the only people who would be up there are astronauts, right? So they're gonna be like tier 4 teams.
You're thinking right now. I'm thinking like 100, 200 years from now. We have like colonies on Mars and stuff. Yeah. See, that's the only. This is for real. I legitimately get depressed sometimes with the year I was born because I know this stuff is coming and I really want to be a part of it.
Right? I'm either too early or slightly late. I'm serious, like, if I was born in, like, the 50s, I'd be set.
Why is that?
Because I'm a smart son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
So I can just, like, coast through school, right?
Cocky son of a bitch.
Yeah, that too. I can coast through school, land myself in a cushy job, and be set.
Right? If you're born later, like, I'm talking like 100 years later.
Yeah.
Like, in 1993 or whatever.
And then I'm super comfortable. Wait, what?
We're born
in
2093.
Yeah, 2093. Then I'm super comfortable.
There you go. When we're getting
2993.
We're like Futurama, dude. We'd have like New York.
Yeah.
People would live on like every planet in the galaxy. You'd be able to do like intergalaxy travel or intergalaxy, whatever it's called. Anyway,
hold up. One problem that I see with the Mars internet. Mm-hmm. You're not talking about launching satellites around the Earth anymore. Mm-hmm. You're talking about launching satellites around the sun. Because if we're out of orbit with Mars, I personally, I'm not sure. I'm not an astrophysicist. But if I were, I'm not sure that you could get the signal through the sun to Mars.
And that's why we'll let SpaceX take care of that.
Exactly.
We'll let Google give them much money.
But we're gonna start needing. I think we're gonna start needing some 3DS GPS systems too, which those would be interesting. But if we start laying out a net around our sun, it's gonna be great.
So building out toward the edges of the galaxy.
I'm loving this idea that I'm coming up with right now. Let's start a Kickstarter.
Let's do it. Maybe we can get a lot of money
Kickstarter
and never do it
for $10 billion.
God, dude.
We'll offer T-shirts.
We'll put your name in the credits at the end.
Exactly. And then whenever we get the money, right? We'll say, guys, sorry, all that money went to making the T-shirts.
We
need more money.
We had to make 100 billion T-shirts.
Exactly. We need more money. So
It's waiting,
What?
It's waiting for the money.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so I think it's a really cool idea. I like where it's going. Low cost of some sort of quality internet.
Yeah.
To the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Which in my book isn't the most important thing. People need food and water and stuff.
Yeah.
No, guys.
Obvious.
We're not gonna feed you guys. All right.
You
guys should have internet now.
Because well, here's the thing.
You don't need any of
right?
that.
Here's the thing.
You got Facebook now?
Oh my god. But here's the thing, though, right? The internet has been instrumental in helping to bring down a lot of the new bullcrap that's going on in politics.
Yeah.
You can't hide anywhere, right? And I watched a documentary on North Korea, right? It was on Netflix. Netflix recommended me. It was okay. Thank you.
I don't know what
Netflix.
you've been watching, but
what?
I don't know what you've been watching.
I don't know, right?
They're like some weird recommendations.
They're like, hey, you might like this documentary. So I'm like, okay. But anyway, I watched a documentary on North Korea, and they said that one of the instrumental things about bringing down North Korea, right, is pop culture. So like, they have people in China who will smuggle in laptops and flash drives and DVDs of just movies and TV shows, right? And so these people watch them, and they're like, hey, we're getting screwed, right?
Yeah.
So I think they said that...
You telling me I can't watch The Office? I'm done with North Korea.
So I think most of the people... they said in the documentary that most of the people nowadays don't follow the regime blindly anymore. They're really starting to question, what they are and who they are.
Yeah.
So, and pop culture has been so instrumental with that. I mean, Twitter was instrumental in getting messages out of Egypt whenever Egypt shut down their internet and stuff like that. So, I think that giving the internet like that is a great idea, just because it's allowed this massive communication, this ability to massively communicate with people. What's happening?
Someone's asking to be on the stream.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, but the way we have our stream set up right now is we don't actually have our mics being taken in. We have them like going through like...
Yeah, that's a real Bojangles.
Yeah.
We have a tower underneath here, by the way. This is running our graphics server.
And then we have our Mac, which is running
the client for the graphics server.
And then we have that streaming to my computer for our... we have that connected to the internet, which is going back to this.
Right.
Which is then HDMI to a Blackmagic...
Decklink mini recorder.
That goes into my computer,
right?
Which allows us to run the CG. So we chroma key into OBS. Right.
OBS takes in our webcams, has some graphics in there, and we overlay it, etc., etc. What's this configuration?
Someone asked if this was a good computer on our.
Hey, audience interaction. Let's pick it up. Is it a good computer?
All right, I see.
Well, first of all, it's CyberPower PC, which I'm not a fan of. I always believe that you can build a computer for better. It's super easy to build a computer. You know Jeremy?
Yeah.
J Stu at the Zoo?
Yeah, I know him. I work with him.
Okay. Well, no. You know how he's talking about the Plex server?
Yeah.
He is buying his old Mac. From his work.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I originally offered them like $450, $500 for it. I was like, dude, for that price, you can probably just build a PC that's gonna be better.
Yeah.
So he ended up paying like, I think he said like $325 for it. So I mean, it had 1.6 terabytes in it already. So I'm like, it's probably worth it just for the hard drives.
Yeah. I'm trying to see what we got in here.
Well, there's the spec list.
We got for CPU Intel Pentium Anniversary Edition.
Ooh.
Right.
I'm not sure about that.
Right. We do have
What's
a
the
liquid
graphics?
cooling CPU cooling.
Oh, you don't need that.
You don't need it, but I would for the price it's selling.
I guess it might be good.
I'm just including like for what you're getting into the price, right?
Yeah.
We got the liquid cooler. We got the motherboard. We got an MSI B85M. Probably isn't one of the higher ones. I know right now the high. I don't know what the high. I think the highest still is a Sabertooth right now. It's out at least for
Asus.
MSI
is like
MSI,
the G70 or something
G70.
like that.
What else we got? 8 gigs of DDR3.
That's okay. What's the clock? Clock speed on the RAM.
2133 megahertz.
Okay, that's not bad.
We got an AMD Radeon R5 230 with 1 gigabyte of.
I'm real bad about AMD cards.
cards. Me and me and Renhaka had this conversation, the other day about AMD graphics cards.
What was it? Hold on, let me pull up some benchmarks. What was the name for that?
It was a AMD Radeon R5 230 with 1 gig of DDR3.
Right. Oh, you got the dashboard up there.
It's all right.
You need to like separate those.
No, I got it. It's fine.
Oh my god. Steer me straight, benchmark.
What
we said.
What are we looking at?
Hold up.
And we always take the benchmarks with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Because they're in precondition what?
Well, the 3D Mark GPU score for this is a 1510.
Which.
All right. So the benchmark score for a 780 is 14170.
Mm-hmm.
So 14 times less than the. Hold on. Okay, so this is equivalent to a 730.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, that. And his specific question was, is it good for PC gaming?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I have. Where did we put it? It's right there. I have.
Is that a 430?
Yeah, I've clocked a lot of hours on that 430, right? But that's at low, like probably like 40 FPS. Mm-hmm. That's not even making use of my refresh rate.
There you go.
So I'm not so sure about that. What else we got? What's our space looking at? Our hard drive space.
Hard drive, we got 1 terabyte of SATA 3.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Not bad at all.
How much? Like
That's
$70,
cheap.
For 1 terabyte. Maybe
like
cheaper.
60, yeah.
So that's the only hard drive in there. We got an optical drive for DVD and CDs.
Yeah, you don't really need those anymore. But
onboard sound. Nice. Comes with the keyboard. So it comes with the USB gaming keyboard, ASA multimedia USB gaming keyboard.
Okay.
Never heard of ASA. But what have you? Optical mouse, 600 DPI gaming mouse with adjustable cartridge. It's cool. No mouse pad.
This stuff. It's come with a monitor.
Yeah, I think it does. Where's the monitor?
You sure?
The picture has a monitor on there.
Yeah, the picture could lie.
Oh, no monitor.
Okay.
So, question being,
yeah,
it's a good price for a gaming PC. I wouldn't really consider it much of a gaming PC.
Right.
Based off the graphics card alone. And, I mean, the processor isn't super,
So, here's my thing, right? If you're going to take that $500, right? I have built a computer for $500. Mm-hmm. You can get something... I believe you can get something better.
I agree. Case, you can buy a $30 case. Newegg always has amazing sales. Amazon has sales.
If this is where you want to go now, right? Cheap out on the case. Kind of cheap out on the PSU. You're gonna need to be careful about that, right? You can kind of cheap out on the RAM or get like less RAM, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, still.
It's not that much expensive. Yeah. I'd say get one of the 750s, one of the 50 series, right? Those are always solid.
So yeah, the NVIDIA 750.
Yeah.
Saying for a graphics card.
Yeah. Processor, look at one of the higher i5s.
Mm-hmm.
And then motherboard, you can maybe kind of cheap out there too.
Yeah.
But
if you're still here, send us a message on Twitch. We'll get back to you. Direct you to some some good support groups.
Yeah, some support groups. Reddit.com/r/buildapc
has those.
Great.
And like I said, hit us up on Twitch.
Yeah.
Or also have a YouTube channel or whatever.
Or TwoToTangoesports@gmail.com. We can
send us an email. Well. There you go.
But anyway, back to what we were talking about, the Skynet. But yeah, I think that it's great. I mean, like you said, I guess there are better things to be spending money on. Mm-hmm. But for a technology philanthropist, right? Mm-hmm. I think that this is one of the better. I think that it can be put to good use.
It can be completely used,
Yeah.
And from a technology standpoint, I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool, and I think it's cool that we can do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because even a couple of years ago, like stuff like people wouldn't have thought about stuff like this.
Yeah.
From a technology standpoint, I think it's cool. You're delivering, low cost, quality internet.
Yeah.
Globally.
Yeah. Well,
and that's anywhere I could. I'm not gonna get any more like negative spots.
Yeah.
Dead
Well,
spots.
see, we'll see.
In a perfect world.
What was I gonna say? I mean, this is speaking back to our previous talks about the ISPs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that over the past, I'll be generous and say, over the past, like, 2 or 3 years, but even over the past, like, 5 or 10 years, the internet has gone from being a luxury and a commodity to being almost a necessity.
I agree with a lot of things.
Where do you register for classes?
Yeah, I about to say for even my little brother.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm a college student, right?
Yeah.
Third-year college student, or coming up third-year college student. Everything is done online. All my homework assignments, all my tests, all my everything from college, all my financial aid,
and
everything.
It should be noted that going to college is now a necessity to get a job,
right?
Which it shouldn't be, but that's for another day,
right? My little sister, she was in high school too. Everything's online. Now she's in college. Everything's online.
Yeah.
My little brother is in kindergarten. He has homework online.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And I remember when I was growing up in kindergarten, it was even throughout a little bit of middle school, we didn't have that, that.
Yeah. Oh, the internet's for like.
Yeah. Usually it was, and I didn't see it really until high school when it became an issue of, hey, we need to help kids who don't have internet at home get their stuff done at school.
Yeah.
Because luckily I grew up, pretty comfortably.
Technology-filled household.
I had my own PC in my room when I was 10.
Yeah, buddy.
So like I had it all right. We had internet. I had freedom. I had no restrictions on what I was doing.
Yeah.
No restrictions. I had no restrictions on anything. You know what I mean? And it was weird. It's weird that at least now, that for me back then, the internet was something that I used with my free time. Now, even to get any amount of work done, I have to be sitting in front of my computer. Regardless.
I'm sitting here. All right. Okay. Let me check the schedule for the games on Google Docs. Let me look up this and this. Right. Let me go watch streams, watch Netflix, watch my TV on the internet. Right. So, and I mean, even like, checking people's mail, turning in job applications, that stuff is all done online. There's no cold calling anymore. You just go to monster.com. And I mean, pretty much everyone lives on the internet. And it's now, it's not even that, Netflix is a commodity and stuff like that. And you don't really need email. You have regular mail, right? But it's such a major communication tool now, like I said, and I'm part of some sub communities that really, if you think about it, if it was not for the internet, would not exist. Just because I'm sure back to Roman times, people have liked some of this stuff, right? But you don't know who else, and that's not something you talk about, right? But now, we're all spread out and stuff like that. But people everywhere, no matter where you are, can start talking and communicating. You can have friends halfway across the country, friends that,
live in other parts of the world.
Yeah, friends that used to live in Canada but moved to Florida and stuff like that.
Yeah, I have friends. I have friends from Europe. I have friends from Malaysia.
My first girlfriend was from England.
There you go.
But I mean, and the funny thing is, you talk to older generations about that, and that's crazy, right? But to us, why not?
It's normal.
Yeah,
it's normal. It's something that we grew up, at least in the later parts of our childhood, or teenage years. We grew up with
the ability to talk to anyone.
I'm on the internet. I can hang out with my friends 10 hours away right now in real time.
Yeah,
or
that's how I learned typing. I spent entire summer typing on forums.
I wasn't a good typewriter until I decided to spend a lot of time on the internet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know, it's just a really great love story about me and Zach, how we met in 6th grade.
In 6th grade?
But
what does that have to do with the internet?
No, listen.
Uh-huh.
But were one of the big reasons why I even started like using the internet on my computer a lot.
Really?
We would play Club Penguin. We would Skype. I didn't know what Skype was until
Habbo.
We played Habbo Hotel, right? I didn't know what
Scam
Skype was.
some people at Habbo Hotel.
Right? I didn't know what Skype was. You know,
Yeah.
hey, you have a Skype, dude? Yeah, dude. Let's talk on Skype. You know, and
Yeah.
chatting or speaking like verbally or
Talking in group calls with people who fall over in their rolly chairs.
you know what I mean.
We're bringing up some nostalgia here, guys.
But you know, it's all because of one thing:
me?
the internet.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, but like we've said, it's not a commodity anymore. It's not a luxury. It's getting to be a resource. It is something that is necessary to have. All like banking transactions are done online, right?
I've never been to a bank.
Actually,
You can cash your checks from your phone.
yeah. Part of the reason that we don't want to see net neutrality, right, is the stock market. You have all these stockbrokers, and they have these accounting programs that they can that execute trades in like milliseconds, right? But without net neutrality, right, one firm can pay and say, hey, slow down the other people, give them higher ping.
Yeah.
Right? So while you're sitting at like 2 millisecond response time, the other firm might be at 40 seconds, and that might be the difference between making a trade or not.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's not, we see these people in high finance saying, down with net neutrality, right? We want to charge you bullcrap, right?
Yeah.
But that's going to affect the people in high finance, too.
Yeah.
I just think that's funny. But like we said, it's a necessity now, so it's not the most highest philanthropic idea that you can have, right? Let's feed starving children and Africans in Africa, shots.
Yeah.
We'll feed them shots.
Feed them shots.
Exactly. Shot. Anyway. But I think it's something that's within Elon Musk's wheelhouse. I think that it's something that can definitely be used. And I think that I don't know, I'm looking forward. I know that he's the man to get it done.
I agree.
And show results. So I'm excited that this is from him. I'm excited that he's getting the bankroll to get it done. I hope that this doesn't mean that Google has a stake in SpaceX, because I really want to buy some SpaceX stock when it comes out. But he said they're not going to go public for like 70 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it's whatever.
That's all right.
Yeah. But nonetheless, I mean, I guess that's all we have on our docket today, folks. Let's clear that out. What do you want to do? I guess this is our outro time, right?
I guess it's time to go.
Time to say goodbye. Bye, NZ. Anyway, thanks for watching us, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in and keeping the chat active. We'll take those questions on air.
Right.
Don't be afraid to ask them.
Right. We unfortunately, we cannot have any guests right now just because our setup is pretty jank.
Right.
We're really working hard.
If we get more cameras, we might be able to.
We're really working hard on, figuring out a better way to do this. But right now, it's a task for us to get set up. Like, we actually have to take like an hour before stream to get set up to do this.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just because there's so much that goes into it. But
we're
once,
doing it for you guys. We enjoy doing it.
I love talking, but once we get this going a little more, I figure stuff out. Get more people who really want to come on and talk about some stuff.
Yeah,
there won't be any issues. That's for a later date. Hopefully within the next few months. Yeah, we'll get it taken care of. I've had like 4 or 5 people already ask me, "Hey, can I come on and talk with you guys?" Blah blah blah.
Tim has,
which is cool.
Yeah.
So
I would love to have in-person people.
Right.
Yeah.
A little. I'm not sure if we can do this. I'm not sure we can talk about this, but there are some people in the esports scene who went to our high school.
We figured that out. We
learned that a few days ago.
Well, if we get him on, I want to talk about the story that was told to us about him, because that was a ballsy story.
Right. So anyway, someone pretty big. I'll say someone pretty big in the League of Legends community.
League of Legends community, yeah.
Specifically in North America.
Really? He's a North American player and he went to our high school?
Right? But that being said, we're really working on, get some more stuff going on. So that's that. Working on getting a better production quality for you guys.
Yeah.
I know we're kind of like going a little jank today. It's just time, and we don't like the cords on our cameras won't reach anymore, and
really.
we have so much going on.
We don't have any stands.
We don't have any stands anymore.
Yeah.
It's a struggle, but we do it. We like doing it. Hope you guys enjoy it.
It's every Monday night. We started late this time, but we do hope to start at 8 p.m. Just wait for we'll have a little pre-roll there. If you follow us, you'll get an email or a push notification when we go live. You got about like 5 or 10 minutes to get on before we start talking.
Yeah, usually we go for like a song or two. Or
by
the way, music's sponsored by Monster Cat. They have the Twitch channel. They have a Twitch channel, right?
Yep, 24/7 radio. If you're just bored, put that on in the background.
There you go.
And work. But you can. This VOD will be up for Twitch. We're gonna post on our YouTube channel, which it should be connected on Twitch as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how you can access that, but you can look at it there as well. We're working on getting a custom URL on that as well. But other than that, I mean,
yeah, that's about all we got.
That seems pretty good, right?
Yep.
So, I'm Renhaka.
And I'm Brisheezy.
And we are TwoToTango. Thank you for tuning in, guys.